Hey, welcome back to another edition of Avidgolfer Magazine's Drive Time feature. This month, okay, so we live in the state of Texas, North Texas, and if you're in Texas for any length of time, I promise you know someone that has a truck, if you don't have one yourself. So, while we're in Texas, let's showcase one of the big bad boys that you can purchase for your trucking dreams. This, my friends, is the 2020 GMC Sierra Denali version, the 1500. This thing has everything. It has size, it has comfort, it has functionality, it has looks. It might be the perfect storm of trucks. So let's give this puppy a long, hard peek. Okay, first of all, before we tour this Denali, let's tell you right now that many thanks to the Ewing Buick GMC group that's over in Plano for providing the Denali for our use, so I can showcase it to you. Great group of guys over there. If you're looking for a Denali, you're looking for any kind of GMC truck, check them out. Good folks over there. All right, so you see the front end, all chrome, and it looks great at night. It looks great when the sun's shining on it. You have the chrome towing hooks here, chrome on the bottom. These are awesome at night. These are full LED lights, and they also have a signature, like a C shape LED running lights. So looks great. One thing about these trucks, they're all getting real prominent front ends. They're almost looking like a semi. I mean, they want bold, they want big. People don't want demure when it comes to a truck. They want to put it out there, and Denali does a great job, at least this model. GMC does a great job with this. White tri-coat paint, that's an upgrade, and I love it because it's just got a little bit of flake in it, so that adds some depth to it. It's just not a flat white, which is boring as heck. This actually has some texture and pizzazz to it. All right, how do you make a truck attractive? Well, you put some nice added bonuses, some extra trim, some contrasting trim, and it's about as good as it gets. These are 22-inch chrome rims. Look beautiful, I think. I think they set off the car. Well, again, everything else is chrome on it. As far as the trim goes, you might as well make that as well. Fills up the wheel wells real nice. You can see big windows, excellent visibility, really good side view mirrors. They heat, and they'll tell you if there's a blindside warning light. All right, one of the things about these trucks, they ride a little bit higher. That's great when you're in, but getting in can be a little problematic, especially if you're a lady and you want to go in the truck ladylike. This is a cool feature. These power out, these running boards. So when you open up the door, they automatically go out. You can step up into it, so much easier. And I'll show you even later, you can actually make these, make the step go back farther if you need more stepping room for the back seat. So there's that. You see all the black trim. I think it looks great, especially against the white. Again, some nice, thoughtful features. All right, speaking of features, how about this? I think this is really thoughtful. GMC does this on almost all their lines. This is a gas capless fuel tank. So it just has a little plunger here. I love that. Why do you need a gas cap anymore? It also just flop around, and sometimes people forget to put it back on. Seen that a million times when you're driving down the road. Their door's still open and they're still clueless and driving down the road. I think it's a great feature. Costs nothing, and I think it makes a lot of sense. All right, one of the coolest features about this truck, I've seen it on ads, a lot of people have seen it on ads, is the fold down step up tailgate. I think it's genius. I can't believe people waited till 2019 or 20 to actually invent this, but I'm glad they did. I'm glad we're alive to enjoy it. So this is how this works. Hit the remote, goes down. All right, so before we talk about the tailgate, look at this liner. This is special for the Denali line. It's a spray-on, kind of a carbon fiber, Kevlar type liner. It'll protect against scratches and all that. It's very good, tough materials. All right, if you have a tough time getting in to the rear cab, to the cargo area, GMC has thought of everything to help you out. Anybody can get in this car now. I think my 86-year-old mother could get in this truck if you utilize these things. But first, this is like you're carrying a lot of lumber. and it usually sticks out and they put a red flag on it, but if I'm driving behind a truck like that, I'm a little nervous something's going to fly out. One genius move, they have put this barrier wall up that you can just lay stuff up against it. Nothing's going anywhere. I think that's genius. Now we go to the more wow stuff. Pull that down, pull that down. Now I can just step up. Awesome, right? There's more. So I'm trying to, maybe I'm a little bit older and I need some help. Have a pull bar. Check this out. So you pull yourself up. Genius, right? I like it. There's one other thing you can do. By the way, when you're all done, just flip it up. So there's one other feature. If you didn't have enough features to get in the bed of this truck, they have a little a thoughtful stair step right there, a little footstep. Okay. So I use this bar. I can pull myself up. I don't even have to use the step down tailgate if I don't want to. Now I'm up. And when I'm done, go back, do the same thing. Bingo. Lovely. I can't believe somebody else hasn't thought of it. Wait for the other manufacturers to copy this like that, because it's genius. All right, to finish off this beauty, I think it has a really clean rear. Again, GMC is very prominent. I like it in red like that. That looks cool. Denali designates that it's the high end of this brand. You got dual chrome exhaust pipes, which I love. And obviously you have the towing. Towing is very important for trucks. They all need it. And this one can pull over 7,100 pounds. Okay, we all know that trucks can haul stuff. They can go over things, rocks, boulders, whatever. But what about the passengers on the inside? One thing truck manufacturers have come to realize, people like the tough and they like their creature comforts. Let's start in the back seat here of this big old cab in the Denali. As you can see, huge leg room. I mean, you could just spread out as much as you want. I like the bench seats. You can fit 5 in here, 5 in here easily. There's no hump here to get in the way of the poor person that has to sit in the middle. That's a good feature. A lot of leg room and good foot room underneath the seat. Sometimes they constrict you on that, and again, another thoughtful item here. You have 2 buttons here. You can heat up both sides of the rear seats. Good stuff in the wintertime. You have USB ports. You have another power source right here, and way more headroom than you would think. I mean, it is really nice. Now, this isn't a panoramic roof, so they don't have to worry about the glass here. So they can raise this up a little bit, give you a lot of headroom. And sometimes in Texas, women have big hair in Texas. They won't mess it up. Now, some other thoughtful features that are really cool. You have this fold down. Okay, everybody's got one of those, right? Put your cups in there and everything, so that's cool. What's really cool is this. You have 2 of these, one on each side. Secret compartments, and I put my little man purse in here because I keep all my stuff in there when I trade out cars. But you can put guns in here. You can put whatever you want in here. This is just extra storage space. And there's actually a bonus. We talk about guns when we get in the front seat. I think you'd be pretty surprised about that too. But again, really cool, thoughtful things. And comfortable. Now, if I was a betting man, or if it was my truck, I would probably choose a different interior. I think the other colors show up a little bit better, but some people just love black. It's just the way it is. So to each his own. I'd like a little bit lighter color interior just for a little more contrast, and I can see stuff and all that. But back seat, big winner. I could chill back here forever. If it had a shower, I could live in it. I told you how big these back seats are and how roomy they are. On top of that, you can fold up these rear seats too, give you more cargo space underneath. Pull that up. You have storage space under here. There's the tire jack over there. This is pretty flat, so you can actually lay something pretty well down here. Again, more room you'll ever need, I think, right? If you don't, you just tow something. That's the beauty of this truck. All right, now we're in the driver's seat, because this is where all the magic really happens. When you're either towing something, backing up, you need to see how much room there is around you when you're parking. GMC has thought of everything, I think, for a truck for everyday use, as an everyday car. So steering wheel, it tilts, but it's manual, but that's okay. Once you find your sweet spot, you don't have to worry about that anymore. Has a nice configuration on the dash. If I use this wheel right here, maybe, I can change it. So that shows you if I'm in a 2-wheel drive, Tells you the station. I can get directions. It's actually pretty cool. And there you go. I have my digital speedometer as well. When you look out the windshield, it also has head-up display. Since I've had head-up display, I don't think I could ever have a car without it, because it gives you the speed limit. You can put your nav on there. It tells you how fast you're going. You don't have to look down at your speedometer. And it's just a great safety feature. I think everybody should have it. Steering wheel feels great too. Nice leather wrapping. Again, you can put most of your controls are right here. Heated steering wheel here. And obviously cruise control. You have adaptive cruise control, so you can plan how far you want to be away from the car in front of you, and you really don't have to worry about driving except pointing in the right direction. So that's good. A lot of console space. One of the great things about a truck is you are not wanting for storage space. You have storage space underneath. You have storage space, 2 cup holders here. You have a wireless charger. Genius. You have more USBs. You have another power source. You have a full outlet. I mean, it's like, again, you could live in this thing. You have a shower in this thing, you could pretty much live in it, no problem. It just needs a fridge too. Throw that down. All these buttons are very functional. You have lane avoidance. I don't use that very often, maybe because I weave a little bit and I hate to be reminded of it. Your parking sensor, auto stop and start. Some people hate that. And this one right here, this one will adjust the side foot rails. When they pop out, you can actually move these back, and that's what that button does. You have heated and cooled seats. Not only heated and cooled seats, you have heated seats for just your back or for your bottom as well. Think of everything. And here's that's the ventilated for if you're a little too warm. Good screen, it's all touch screen. Show you a cool feature here. The camera, I can have it look in really any direction. I can look at a full view, I can look at a side view, I can look at this view. I'm not sure what that does. I can look all the way around, and I think it has, yeah, so I can look in the bed of the truck too. Let's say I have dogs back there or kids and they're just playing, or you just want to make sure something's not falling out. Pretty genius, right? So there you go. So that's it's all touchscreen. The audio works great. This is an 8-speaker Bose system, and it's got HD radio. You also have satellite. You have your Bluetooth if you want that. Works incredibly well. As far as the climate, if I go to here, let me see if I find that puppy, and it's around somewhere. Dang it. Settings. So if I do this, now I can check in my different climate controls. I can sync up both sides. It's dual climate control. And that's about it. One last thing. This is what I was going to tell you earlier. This has a huge storage area for in your console. More USB ports than you'll ever need. And they can build you a custom gun safe. Costs about $500. Put it right in there. You can lock it and everything. Hey, it's Texas, baby. We carry. And there you go. As far as the materials, I like them. Again, I think it looks a little bit better in something other than black. It does have contrasting stitching. This is kind of like a brushed nickel, brushed chrome. I like that. It's very subtle. There's your start and stop on your ignition. And then the head-up display up there. You have some extra room up here if you want to put anything. Again, you have more room and you know what to do with. I can close this manually, open it up. If I want to, I can open up that. If I want to do the rear window, I can do that. I'm going to do it again. And do it again. See? Very cool. If you want more flow through in there, you have universal remotes for your garage doors. Very handy. And that's about it. I mean, it's just utterly comfortable. You have more room than you know what to do with. You could live in this thing. You could camp out in this thing. And the stereo system is really good too. So not much want for extra luxury or for anything else, because this is the Denali version. So you're pretty much at the top end already. You can have a Wi-Fi hotspot if you want. I never use that. It just takes up more data. But I had no problem getting used to it. It was real easy. And then over here, these are your modes. It is all four-wheel drive, true four-wheel drive. You can put it in auto so it senses when you're when something is slippery, when you're not getting any traction. You can put it in two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive low, four-wheel drive high, and then it has your different lighting arrangements right here. And then down here, right, I'll show you, right above, I don't know if you can see that, 3 buttons here. This is for your head-up display. Brightness, how high or low you want it to be, what kind of information you want. It's pretty darn cool. Oh yeah, and speaking of storage, look at this. You have not 1, but 2 glove compartments. I mean, you could put anything you want in this truck. Between the bed of the truck and all the storage on the interior, you could pretty much have everything you'll ever need in this truck and not want for anything else. There you go. All right, so we've talked about luxury, we've talked about the storage, we've talked about everything, all the good toys. How does this thing drive? I'll tell you right now, pretty darn good. Again, I'm not a truck guy. I had a good time in this truck because it rides smooth, it rides confidently, and it's got more than enough power. I mean, this is the top of the line. This is the 6.2 liter V8 Ecotec, and it's 420 horsepower, 460 pound-feet of torque. You can tow roughly 7,100 pounds. You can carry in the back of the bed 2,500 pounds, something like that. So again, it's pretty much all you want, right? All-wheel drive, can go on the fly, go on auto, which is what I would do normally, especially if it's raining outside. Very easy to steer. Doesn't feel too boatish. Feels, fairly nimble for a big size ride like this. And one thing you want to mention on this is GMC also has a beautiful feature of a rear view camera, which gives you a much wider view from the rear because you're not looking through the rear window, you're looking from the bumper in the back. Much bigger viewing, and I think you'll like that a lot. Cool feature. One other thing that's a good bit, it's a good wow toy, especially when you're towing something, let's say a boat. Okay, how about a big RV trailer in the back, and you have to back it up into a space. Problematic unless you got to use your side view mirrors. I mean, you're guessing a lot. What GMC has done here with the Denali, you get a separate camera that you attach to the back of the trailer, and it essentially makes the trailer invisible. It wipes out the trailer. Whatever you're towing, it wipes it out so you can see really right through it. It's an awesome feature. And unfortunately, I can't show it to you how it works, can't demonstrate it because I don't have the camera. But trust me, when you go test drive this, ask the salesperson, I want to see how the trailer goes invisible. And I think if that's not a selling point, then you're not interested in trucks. That's all I can tell you. But the seats are very comfortable, heated, cooled, very supportive. I can chill. I could drive this thing for hours and never be tired. And it just does everything great. Again, even if you're not a truck guy, this is good stuff. Really good. So, it's got everything. It's got power, it's got performance, it's got style, it's got luxury, it's got practicality. That's a Denali, baby. And as they say in Texas, go big or go home. This is about the biggest bad boy you can get. So there you go. The 2020 GMC Sierra Denali version of their 1500. It's big in every way. Big in size, big in power, big in luxury, big in practicality, big in coolness. That tailgate is incredible. And I want to again thank the guys over at Ewing Buick GMC for the use of this because I had a great time. I'm not even that much of a truck guy and I enjoyed the heck out of this. Base price on this is about 60 grand. You add some of the Denali packages to it, upgraded stereos and the there's other stuff, you'll see. But that taps out about 71 grand. So there you go. If you like a truck, if you know somebody with a truck, tell them about this. Once again, thanks for checking out our Avidgolfer Drive Time feature. Please subscribe to our page. And until next time, drive safe.